is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
Welcome to the podcast, podcast people, podcast listeners, casters, the great casters of the modern era.
Pod.
of
We're
dolphins.
talking family phrases today. Chrissy Swan's got a few doozies that they have at home, and usually it's when the kids stuff up a word or something like that, and you stick with it. And it sticks around forever, and you have so much fun saying it for the rest of your life.
And on podcasts, it can be fun to say. You'll hear more about it very soon.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Fitzy, Whipper and Kate Ritchie's backyard cricket match.
Oh, it's up in the air.
At Kirribilli House.
The first person that has to pick a team, Ray Gunn, will be at the backyard. Ray Gunn!
I think there'll be some great victory dances in there.
This man's played a couple of times. Colin Fasnich,
I'll be there. Get the police ready.
How good is that? We have made some big announcements. You're right. Reagan, Colin Fasnich, Fergo, Shervo's going to be playing as well, and Mel McLaughlin. We gave a clue the other day about another very special guest. We gave you this clue.
This famous Australian will feel right at home on the cricket pitch, as they've already had a few famous runs on the board. As long as they can fit a baggy red over their luscious locks, we think they're a shoey in for a good time.
Tommy, can we confirm?
Yeah.
Nedd Brockmann will be playing.
Nedd is in.
Yes!
He is in.
You little beauty.
He had a shoey the other night at the Luke Combs concert, is that correct?
Yeah, mate, on stage, dressed as a cowboy, having a shoey.
I was sure that was going to be Shannon Knoll, guys. I was sure of it.
It's too late, isn't it?
You did go with Knowlesy, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Any interest from Shannon Knoll, Tom? Have we...
Not yet. We haven't reached out,
Mate,
but leave it with me.
Can I throw this at you?
Yeah.
If we did, and we've spoken about this, the national anthem,
Oh, yeah.
and Shannon Knoll did the national anthem at Kirribilli House on a sunny day with the Prime Minister playing cricket, can you get any more? I'll go and get a Southern Cross tattoo if we're doing that.
And then right at the end, everyone present can go, give a shoey for Shannon.
Yeah, we'll have a shoey.
Knowlesy. Hey, Channel 7 have jumped on board, and we are so excited to have this lady. I think this is her first backyard cricket game. She's excited as well. She needs to pick a side. It's the Channel 7 news anchor. It's the magnificent Angela Cox.
Ange!
Hello, fellas.
Ange, did you play last year?
No, I am a virgin backyard cricket player, and I am very excited about this.
Oh, this is exciting stuff.
Well, I think we need to refer to you as, I don't know, Coxy or Coxo or something, because everybody's like Fergo, Shervo.
Yeah, no, Ange, you're known as Wild Cox, aren't you? Is that right?
By some people, I guess. Just Foxy Coxy is fine. I don't know about wild.
Okay.
You know me.
Do you know what? Fergo takes this really seriously, Ange. Has he Has he given you any words of advice?
Oh, no. This is strictly competitive.
Okay.
It's a guy who dreamed as a kid of opening the batting for Australia. He took it really personally when I came back from Boxing Day going, what about that Semi-K kid? How good's he? And he's like, oh, yeah, calm down. And I have got super into my cricket because obviously it was such a great summer of cricket, and he kind of takes the mickey out of me quite a bit, going, hang on, is this the same chick? And now you're doing a deep dive on Sam Constance and the batting order and what it all means. Yeah, no, he won't be giving me any pointers. He's on holidays at the moment, allegedly, to be with his son while he graduates. I reckon he's probably in the nets practicing, so he can beat me.
Fitz, I can confirm as well, Chrissy, that Ange has been warming up because I've seen her down at North Bondi Fish and she was on the Aperols pretty early on. I bumped into her the other day picking up my fish and chips and she said, my God, if cricket's my life, then I'm into it, guys. And she was smashing champagnes.
What I have to.
Have you been to Kirribilli House before, Ange?
No, I haven't even done that. This is going to be the most exciting day I've had for a while.
Okay, there's one more thing we need to ask you. Whose team do you want to be on? Fitzy's or mine?
Well, it has to be you, Whip. Mostly because Fitzy's already told me he didn't want me on his.
You got one, Whipper. You got one.
We got Cox. I love this.
Oh, how's that?
Well done.
This is
well
good,
done.
Ange.
Ange, you are on Whipper's team. We can't wait to have you. We love you, Ange. Thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, watch out. I'm bringing my semi-K energy. I'm going to be ramping those shots, and I'm going to make you regret not having me on your team, Fitzy.
This is good. This is
Will
really
you, will, you
good.
give us, will you give us a how's that before you go back to the nets for your training session?
Oh, my goodness. No. How's that? I don't know. I need more champagne.
What a warm-up. What a warm-up. We love you, Ange.
The finger's not going up for that. That was the weakest how's that I've ever heard. Hey, for everyone else, if you want to get involved, if you want to be at Kirribilli House with Ange and all of us, you got to register on the Nova Player app or online at Nova FM because we could be calling you back and you get to choose your side.
Yeah, we're going to do
It's
that on
going to be a
Monday.
great day.
Can't wait. Love you, Ange Cox. Thank you.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
If you're sending your teenager off to the first day of school, make sure that they're wearing their derodient. That is a word that me
Derodient.
and my kids use. My 13-year-old mispronounced it when he was like 1 or 2. And it's such a great word. It's just been added into our family lexicon and we use it without realising that nobody knows what we're talking about.
How good is that?
Don't you think derodient is a better word than deodorant?
Yeah,
Derodient.
Derodient sounds like some sort of small mouse, though, that you're trying to keep out of your kitchen.
It's so funny that you bring that up because Huey, when he was younger, there was something that was done in the house, and finally somebody did something around the house, and at the top of his voice he went, "Oh, finally." So now we still use the word finally instead of finally, and it's a Fitzgerald family tradition.
13, 24, 10, we're getting together a dictionary of family words with their definitions. Give us a call if you've got a word or a phrase that only you can understand. I slipped up the other day in the Nova kitchen. There was an empty packet of crumpets.
Yeah.
And I love a crumpet. Oh, my God.
Go on.
Man,
Like
have you had the huge crumpets? You can buy the large crumpets.
Do you mean the square ones?
They basically fit perfectly into the toaster.
Yeah, they're the square ones. And
the
they're
square ones,
yes,
yeah.
Yes, they're Golden brand, which in my opinion are the best.
Covered in butter.
Oh my, 'cause so much butter. Like the ratio to crumpet and butter is
Smash
at least 50-50.
Smash it.
There was an empty packet in the kitchen, and I I picked it up and I said, "Did me eat this?" And the person, the person in the kitchen looked at me as if I was unwell, and then scanned the Nova Complaints app, and I'm waiting for the outcome. But what happened was it just slipped my mind that person wouldn't know that when Leo was about 2 or 3 years old, he wandered out into the kitchen first thing in the morning, with a little bit of nesty bed hair and a full nappy and his little Bonds onesie. Absolutely creaking at the seams, by the way.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And he saw an empty packet of chickadees, one of the great chicken snacks of all time.
Chickadees.
That me or his dad had polished off at 11 p.m. the night before and just gone, stuff it. I'm going to leave the bag there. And he came out and he looked at the bag and he lifted it up and he said to me, "Did me eat this?"
Oh.
And from that day on.
And from that day on,
I love that. I love that.
whenever an empty packet is around, one of us will pick it up and quizzically look at it and try and remember, did me eat this?
Vicky in Carringbar, what's the family phrase?
When my daughter was little and we would go to the bottle shop, she called it Liqueur Land instead of Liquor Land.
Liqueur Land.
It made me feel so much better about myself as a woman going in.
It sounds like you're going to buy a bottle of cognac from the liqueur world.
Oh, my gosh, from Target to Liqueur Land.
Liqueur Land.
How good is that?
That is brilliant. Give us a call with your secret family words.
Okay, Karina's in Hawkesbury. What have you got?
My uncle used to always call the cinemas the Cinemas.
The Cinemas. We're off to the Cinemas. I love that.
And have you slipped up with that with other people and they've looked at you like you are an absolute ignoramus?
My husband and I always call it the cinemas, and yes.
Yeah,
I
my
love that.
dad calls the theatre, and I will. I'll sometimes just slip that in, and people look at me like I don't deserve to be on the radio.
Yes. Get her off now. She's lost the plot. Did me do that?
Nigella Lawson changed things in the kitchen with the microwave.
The microwave. Did we ever get to the bottom of whether or not that was legit?
I really liked it. Go again, Jess.
Microwave.
Wow, you say that well. Back in my day.
Fancy.
The microwave.
So fancy.
Natalie in Camden, what's the family phrase, Nat?
Oh, well, whenever anyone gets an award, they get a fatiki-tick.
They get a fatiki-tick?
A fatiki-tick.
What's a fatiki-tick?
A certificate.
Oh, a fatiki-tick.
That is amazing.
Because my son was 5 and he came home from kindergarten and, Mum, I got a fatiki-tick.
A fatiki-tick. I love that, Nat. Thank you, Rhiannon.
It's actually better than the word certificate, isn't it? Fatiki-tick is even better.
It's got a real ring to it. Rhiannon, what's your family phrase?
Oh, we had an exchange student living with us a couple of years ago, and they were in the kitchen trying to find something, and they couldn't get the word out, and they said, I'm looking for the invisible foil. They were looking for the cling wrap.
Invisible foil. That is a beauty, isn't it?
I've just thought of another one. You know Baskin and Robbins, the ice cream parlour. We refer to it without any sort of hesitation as Baskin Robbins, because if you have a look at the sign on the street, it's got Baskin on the left and Robbins on the right, and then in the middle it has BR, which is like the logo.
Yep.
But my son read it as one thing, and he's like, when can we go to Baskin Robbins? and that's what we call it, Baskin Robbins. Are we going to go to Baskin Robbins?
I wanted to get into radio because of American Russo. Everyone always thought it was called American Russo.
Do you know the other one that's stuck on this show, Fitzy, is when you did a break on LinkedIn, which is...
Oh, my God, Fitzy, that's what I thought it was,
LinkedIn.
Yes.
And I still, every time I see it, I have to go, no, it is not LinkedIn. It is LinkedIn.
It must be ex-Big Brother contestants that I can only see that special way.
Mel, welcome
Melissa.
to the show.
Yes, how are you?
We're good. What? Tell us about your family order.
So our family, when my son was about 2, we liked schnitzel.
Yep.
But because he couldn't pronounce it, he says schnitzel. So even to this day, when we say, who wants schnitzel for dinner?
I mean, look, the local pub's going to be very, very offended when you order a couple of their finest schnitzels, but, you go with it, Melissa.
Put enough sauce on it.
There's a few pubs that are serving up that stuff at the moment as well. Julia in Caringbah, tell us about your daughter.
Morning, guys. When my little ones, a long time ago, we had a list. They had swimming lessons, and then we were going to Bunnings Warehouse.
Yeah.
And after swimming lessons, my 3-year-old turned around and said, "Are we going to Rabbits now?"
Rabbits?
Oh, because bunnies.
Yeah. She thought we'd said bunnies.
Oh, how good is that?
So, yeah.
Oh, we're going to go and buy some bunnies.
Then she's probably thinking that everyone's eating a bunny out the front in a piece of bread out the front with a little stool.
That's the stuff of nightmares, but thanks for your input.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
We need to talk about Drake. There's a fair bit going on. And do you know what I've realised? He's in Australia and he's touring in Australia at the moment. He's just played Perth, but the reason why he's here, he's planned this trip because he knew the Grammys were going to be on, and I think he knew that Kendrick Lamar was going to clean up, and he needed to go to the country that's furthest away than America.
Yeah. Get out of town. Get out of town when you know that everybody's going to be talking about the fact that, the track that was celebrated is about you, mate.
Well, so Not Like Us won 5 Grammys, and it's a Drake diss track. Now, okay, I've got to give you a couple of updates. Drake's not happy. He's in Australia. He walks out the other night, and he's just been cleaned up by this song by Kendrick Lamar, right?
Yeah.
And he walks out to his gig, and he's wearing a top with bullet holes in the front of it, Whip.
Awesome.
And as he's walking down to the stage, behind him is smoke coming out of the back of the shirt.
Like he's been shot.
It's like he's been shot.
What a T-shirt.
As the instrumental, there's an instrumental song playing that's Over My Dead Body, it's called. So Drake's walking out with a bullet hole-filled hoodie with smoke coming out of the back going, okay, yeah, he's won a few Grammys, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Then he starts his gig with this the other night.
The year is now 2025, and no matter what, Drizzy Drake is very much alive.
Oh, Drizzy Drake is very much alive.
Thanks for reminding us. So did they just put a bit of... If you had a hoodie, and to be honest, it sounds like one of those terrible Shark Attack T-shirts that were around in the 90s which had holes in it and a bit of blood around the holes to make it look like you'd been attacked by a shark. Cool. Did they have in the hoodie just a bit of dry ice in the head part of the hoodie at the back there?
They must have.
Oh, Drake, we're going to whack some dry ice, mate. It'll look like, it'll look like gunpowder. It's going to look awesome.
Imagine the people around him. Imagine him going, right, okay, he's won 5 Grammys. We need to do something when I'm walking out of the gig the other night. What about bullet holes?
Yep.
And I need smoke coming out of my back. And you can imagine the people around him going, oh, God.
Not again.
Can someone go and look for some dry... Oh,
not again. Bloody hell.
Mate? So this is the other thing as well, right? Because Drake's quite close to a lot of the NBA basketballers.
Right.
I think he's hosted a lot of the awards shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One mate has been LeBron James, but what's happened, because LeBron's in LA and he's an LA Laker, he's sided with Kendrick.
Okay.
So Drake at his Perth show the other night sung his 2018 smash Non-Stop, and the lyrics usually go, how I go from 6 to 23 like I'm LeBron. He changed it the other night, how I go from 6 to 23, but not LeBron.
Oh, man, how does he do it? What are your secrets? And if you've been on news.com.au this morning, there's a selfie he's taken by the pool, which is creating headlines. And it's a reflection shot, Fitz. But it's top off. I don't know if he's just in shorts or undies. Man, he looks ripped. And then there's just dollar signs. And it says... What?
Yeah, I know.
How day in Perth? How day in Perth?
Well, I think he might end up living here. I don't think he can go back to the States at the moment.
Not with those bullet holes, mate.
Just quickly, have you got Drake's dad? Have you got Drake's dad from the other night? This was after the Grammys, and he was asked about Kendrick winning so many Grammys on that song.
Now, gotta ask, what do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year?
I don't care nothing about that shit.
Stranger part was that his dad was at the Grammys. How did you get in here, mate? You're not the Hotline Bling guy. Imagine
his dad was wearing a bullet hole hoodie as well with smoke coming out of the back of it.
Imagine if I didn't go to the radio awards, but Mum turned up. Maybe a bit weird.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
If you're not happy with your job, there's things you can do, guys. And
I'll write these down.
I've been saying this for a while now. If you don't like something in life, change it. God, we're all going to be dead soon, guys. We're not here for long. We're a blip. We're a blip in the history of the world.
Easy to say.
What do you mean?
What's the quote? If you love it so much, if it's your passion, you'll never work another day in your life.
Never ever work another day in your life.
I mean, it's easy as it sounds very easy. Why don't you just do something that you love?
Because it doesn't pay the bills, and I want to have a life. Hey, go on a holiday then. Well, I can't because I'm doing what I love. What do? I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a pub gig last month. Cool.
And I think we have to sift through the sewerage of jobs first before we realise and we understand how good it is when we end up at our final destination. There's a quote for you guys.
Oh, my God. Write that. I think I missed it. Write it down, guys. Can we rewind that moment? Jackie Rackney is a employment coach. And she said, here's how to improve your chance of getting a job in a job interview. When you wander into the job interview, if the person taking the interview asks you, would you like a cup of tea or a coffee or some water, always say yes, Jackie says. You've got to say yes.
Yep.
Because people feel connected to you when they've done something for you. So it describes how doing a favour for someone can actually make us feel more positively towards that person. When we do a favour for someone, even if we initially had no strong feelings towards them, we tend to become more inclined to like and trust that person.
Well, can I add to that? Because I've done a break on this before, right? Where we've spoken about this. If you're in a job interview and you get offered a cup of coffee or tea, be very wary, because what they do, once you finish that coffee or tea, they watch to see if you take the empty mug back to the kitchen or not.
Of course you're not going to take it back.
No, you are. You have to.
Well, I wouldn't.
Because then... Are you serious?
Well, I've wandered into a workplace and now I've had a cup of coffee in an office. I don't know where the kitchen is.
Well, you ask. You take the responsibility to go back, clean the mug, and then they know that you're prepared to go that little bit extra.
No, see, I see it the other way. I would say to her, thanks so much for your time today. Great to chat. And by the way, make sure that ends up in the dishwasher so she can see some leadership in me. She'll go, oh, wow, he knows how to put his best foot forward and also take a stance on position here.
It took, how many years, Tommy, did it take me blowing up at Whipper to actually clean his Weet-Bix bowl and put it back?
It wasn't you, mate.
It's still a work in progress, I think.
Well, it was more that I felt sorry for the guy who actually did it at the end of the day. That's why I made a colour change. But do you know what I think you should do? If you're going for an interview, turn up with some banana bread or something. Like, you be the one that, once again, that steps forward and says, hey, before you offer me a cup of tea, you want a bit of cream and jam on your muffin?
Too cheesy. It's too cheesy, and you're sucking up too much if you rock up with some banana bread.
Slice of pizza, bong and a bagel, you know, anything. Just turn up with something. And then...
Well, just on that returning of the mug, maybe go one step further and ask them, do you want me to clean up the whole office? I'm here. Bring a vacuum cleaner. Bring the Dyson.
So turn up to the interview with one of those backpack vacuum cleaners on in a boiler suit and go, all right, now the interview's over. Where do I start?
You get a call back 2 days later. Hey, we've got a job for you, but it's as the janitor. We really loved your work cleaning up the office.
Congratulations on your role.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
The headline of the story, I don't know how much I believe here, but the real reason why Mariah Carey and James Packer split, but it's over money, guys. I couldn't believe this when I read it.
What do you mean it's over money? It can't be over money. She's got all the money in the world. He's got all the money in the world.
Well, it says in the article that Mariah Carey spent $66,000 on spa treatments for her dogs.
Poodle needs a mani-pedi.
She's up there with Elton John. She spends $148,000 a month on exotic flowers for her house.
Oh, my God.
And some of her hair and makeup sessions cost $14,000.
Didn't Mr. Packer spend $500? No. It was $5 million or something. Maybe I'm exaggerating. What did he spend on the ring, Tommy? Can you do a quick Google search on what? Mr. Packer spent on the
way up there. Hang on,
size of that
Tommy,
rock.
while you're checking that out too, I mean, how much do you spend on your hair? Are you up around the $14,000 per session hair and makeups?
Trying. It's the flowers budget for me, guys. It really blows things out.
How much did he spend, just quickly?
Well, it was a 35-carat ring.
Oh, my God.
It was apparently worth $10 million.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Right.
And
what was the name of your hairdresser again, Tom? What was her name, that lovely lady?
Jenny from Parrots.
Jenny from Parrots, that's
Parrots
right. And she's the one that put you on to Frizz Dismiss.
Yeah.
And the Moroccan oils that you've been using.
Absolutely.
Moroccan
so did she get a 4-year sentence for your haircut, Tom, or is she still in silver water?
She's out 2030, I thought.
Yeah, on good behaviour, she'll be out 2030.
Actually, I saw her cutting someone's hair the other day with her ankle bracelet on, which was interesting.
She was picked up 30 minutes later.
Yeah, it's hard to do the full haircut whilst in shackles, but she's amazing.
It's looking good, sister.
Can we stick to billionaires here? Bill Gates, all his kids have moved. This is quite sad. His kids have moved out of home now. They're old enough that they've moved out of home. But Bill has said that he is going to hold on to his $207 million mega mansion in Seattle. So how's this? He bought it for $2 million, the place, in, when was it, 1994. And then he's done $100 million reno on the place.
Oh, imagine putting that into council.
So, you know what? It's only got 7 bedrooms. I thought it would have been more. It's got 7 bedrooms, 6 kitchens and 24 bathrooms. How do you get 24 bathrooms with 7 bedrooms?
If the family has, and sometimes, mate, and it's genetic that this can happen, you might have IBS. Now, if your whole family has it, you need to be able to run. You need to be within 3 metres of a bathroom at any stage in a huge house, right? Or you're going to have an accident.
Remember, he lives in this place by himself. Oh. It's got a private library. It's got a swimming pool that has its own underwater music system.
Wow.
He's got a trampoline room. He's got outdoor sports courts. This goes on. He's got a reception hall that's underground for 150 people for an elegant dinner, or it holds 200 people for a cocktail party. This is the big one. This is the clincher. The property has its very own advanced security system that can detect who is in the residence by the weight of their footsteps, thanks to the pressure-sensitive floors.
Yeah, so they wouldn't know me. Now I'm on the Monjaro. I mean, if your system's good enough to pick up Whipper sneaking in on the Monjaro, well done.
Whipper just sneaks in out the back. Oh, my God, we've got a grizzly bear in the house.
Oh, my God, we got a 200 kilo. Stop everything.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I'm not sure, Chrissy Swan, you've ever been part of this before, but I know you're going to eat it alive. It's called Pros and Cons.
I like her, but she's no good in bed. I like him, but he's got an ugly head. Should we go or should we stay with them? Make a list of pros and cons.
We all do it,
What
don't
an
we?
opener for starters.
Thank
Round
you.
of applause for wherever that came from.
Well done.
There's a stage in a relationship where you sit down with your friends and they go, okay, let's go through them, pros and cons, why you should stay with this guy and why you shouldn't. Madison from Forestville. Hi, Mad.
Hi.
Madison, this is exciting. Thanks for calling the show. Firstly, I'll ask, how long have you been with that special person?
2.5 years.
Okay, what's their name?
Ben.
Benny, 2.5 years. That is a long time. How old are you, Maddie?
I'm 24.
Okay, so there's some seriousness to this. So you've drawn a line down the middle of the page. You've written your pros and cons list. Why don't we celebrate the pros first, Maddie?
Okay, so he's really goal-driven. He makes some really cool and unique dates and goes out of his way.
That's cool.
And we just get along really well. He's a really funny person.
Yeah.
So.
Great.
So you're never bored around him, are you?
No, never.
That's good.
He's not lazy, Madison. He's still romantically, after 2.5 years, he likes to surprise you.
Yeah, he's not. He likes to surprise me. I would say could be a bit lazy.
Okay, interesting. So are we shifting, are we? We're shifting to the cons already.
There's a con.
She can't wait.
What else?
She wants to get to the guts of it.
Let's go to the cons then. What has this turd done to you, Madison? I'm sorry, what has this guy done to you?
He's very messy. He'll leave his beard shavings through the sink and just walk away, and I have to clean it up. Clingy, he gets jealous if I spend too much time with my friends instead of him, and he's really overly into maths. We've been watching maths right now, and he's just really, really into it, weirdly into it.
Okay. We can't miss a minute type into it.
Yeah.
When you say he leaves his beard trimmings in the sink, does that extend to things like ear cleaners or dirty tissues?
God, nail clipping.
Okay. 2.5 years. Do you guys live together?
No, but we stay over each other's quite a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's left some beard clippings and then comes into the bathroom while you're angry and says something funny, then that's okay, yeah?
Yeah, it does get rid of my anger.
Okay.
Madison, have you heard of the poo theory?
No, I haven't.
All right, I'll tell you. Look, it's not to do with relationships because Lord knows I've got no idea about them, but it has got to do with decluttering and getting rid of ridiculous, stupid, extraneous things out of your life. And this has changed my life, but I'm talking more about, pasta machines and extra bowls.
Yeah, sure.
If the thing in your life was covered in poo, would you wash it or would you throw it away? And I want you to apply that to this man.
What would you
could
do?
think about it over the song.
Yeah,
if he was covered in poo, would you pop him in the shower or would you say, hit the road, please?
Get out.
Honestly, I'd just throw it away.
Sorry, ducked. The decision's been made. Ben is gone. Put it out the front of the house. It's going to have flies on it within minutes.
Call the council. There's an unusual hard rubbish collection.
I like her, but she's no good in bed. I like him, but he's got an ugly head. Should we go or should we stay with them? Make a list of pros and cons.
Yes, it is. Pros and cons. We can help you out, guys.
Is that you singing on that song, Skitty?
That's not Skitty. So I'll jump in. That was a nickname from when I was a kid. It's certainly
That's
not
right,
Skitty.
you pooed your pants.
That's right. Small accident around the slide in my velvet shorts.
Can we go to Beck in Ashfield, please? Good morning, Beck. How long you been in this relationship for, Beck?
2 years.
Okay.
2 years. Can you give us a name? I mean, it doesn't have to be his name, but we need to refer to him as something. Beck Skitties, or what? You got something else for us?
Cameron.
Cammy, baby.
Okay, Cam.
Okay. Do we want to fire off a couple of pros, Beck, about Cam?
Chrissy, you'll love this, that he loves to listen to Taylor Swift with me.
Oh, wow.
Love it.
That's good. Yeah.
He actually picks up all the dog poo.
Oh, right. Okay. So he's doing the landmine work.
Not many guys
Yeah.
do that, so
Okay.
that's great
Oh,
by him,
God.
Beck. What else? He sounds like a lovely guy. Anything else, Beck?
Yeah, he's a great cook, and he actually helps me keep my diet, which is great.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he's sort of like a health advisor too. Is he a good kisser?
Yeah.
Oh, that's juice they're adding up here. I can't see
Wow.
there being too many cons.
I can't wait to get to the cons.
At this stage, I would say...
Hang on to it.
Hang on to it. This is... I mean, how bad can this be? What are they?
Well, his underwear, he's had the same underwear for the last 10 years.
Don't
and
have an
they're
issue
all
with it.
frayed.
Don't have an issue with it at all.
That's easily fixable, like a 7-pack of tradies from Kmart Bang.
Swanee, you don't need to change a man's underwear. Let him know. I mean, your undies become like your best mate. And if they're the old tired ones where the elastics have gone, they're worn on particular days.
No, but they would have that sort of, you know how they go invisible in parts? It's like
Yeah.
a ghost patch.
It's quite sexy, isn't it? It's almost like
on the undercarriage part.
Kanye's girlfriend. It starts to look a bit like that.
The old
Okay, the undies, but that's very
foil.
easily fixable. That's not a character flaw.
Okay.
Okay, any other cons, Beck?
I like to sleep in the morning, but he sets 500 alarms in the morning instead of one.
What's he getting up so early for?
He's getting up for work, but he just does. He likes to snooze.
Okay.
That's inconsiderate, isn't it? You've got to take that into consideration when your partner's trying to sleep next to you. Do you live with each other, Beck, or are you still in separate houses?
No, separate houses at the moment.
Okay.
What else is on the list?
Any other cons?
He chews gum obnoxiously.
Chews gum? What is it, 1995?
These... Can I just say that these can be fixed? And you know what? Unfortunately, not everyone's perfect, Beck. It's not a fairy tale. So if he likes to chew his gum like I do really loudly, let him go.
No, but what concerns me, if it's things like the gum that's really annoying you, that's surface level, and underneath, there's so many other things that is making that gum be so annoying.
We're talking about gum. You snore, mate, and wear a master bed. Your wife doesn't even sleep with you. And she's still with you.
I reckon there's deeper issues. There's deeper issues here. Do you
Beck,
think it's
can
a hang
I
on
ask
to?
can I ask a personal question?
Here we go.
Yeah.
How often are you intimate with your partner?
Once a week.
Once a week.
Well, that's good. then,
That's
isn't it?
average,
He's not-
isn't it?
It's a bit
not
below, I
gay.
think.
I just know that I had a boyfriend for a very long time. And, you know, when you said that you listened to Taylor Swift together,
Right.
I used to listen to Madonna with him, and we would watch Ab Fab and Kath and Kim, and it was the best relationship. And turns
happened?
out he's married to a man now, and it all made sense.
Right, so you think Cam might be gay?
No, because of the intimacy
Oh, right,
question.
yeah. So that
You're just
wasn't-
very lucky to have a man that loves Taylor Swift. Hang on to it. Get him some new undies and tell him to stop
All right,
snoozing.
Okay, you've
Right
taken
on,
it out of
Beck.
my control.
You're on the standby list for cash of the car as well. $25,000 or a brand new Kia Sportage. You get on the show, you go into the running for that.
Do you know what? Also, Beck,
Well
got
said, Fitzy.
Well said, Fitz. Got another prize for you too, Beck, because we love your work. We are going to send you along on the red carpet to see Bridget Jones.
What?
Oh my God.
Yep. Do you know what? I saw the new movie yesterday because I believe we're speaking to Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, next week.
It is the best movie I've seen in such a long time. Like, Maddie and I went along to the movie. Maddie, No, you don't get it, Fitz. Like, I haven't seen the other Bridget Joneses. The script is brilliant. She's the best actress in the world. And by the end of the movie, I'm in tears.
How many mushrooms did you lick on the way in?
No, well, it was just this chocolate that I had in the Uber, the driver.
So favourite movies, you got Dumb and Dumber comes in at number 1. Where does this comes in at number 2?
I'll tell you what, it's top 5, mate, and I don't say that lightly.
Oh my
and
God,
not a
this
big
sounds
fan
like...
of Mr. Not a big fan of Mr. In Between.
No, I like Mr. In Between. I just told you I liked Mr. In Between.
This sounds like Lisa's con list.
It is. Oh, Chrissy Swan is a great film. How dare you suggest there's a con list?
Coxy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.